Lagos, Nigeria. And I'm sure you can hear what the protesters are saying. They are complaining about hunger in the land. They are talking about the economic hardship. And of course, they have come out today to let out their anger.
Hello guys, this video is the second video we are making about end bad governance in Nigeria. You know, this protest, this youth protest, it didn't start, it was not initiated by Nigerian youth, it started from Kenya, you know. And Nigerian youth want to capitalize on it and you know, start their own protests, you know, because there's a lot of stuff that is going wrong in that country, and the cost of living is just one of them. It's like a tip of iceberg. Just like a tiny bit of the problem is cost of living in Africa, in Nigeria. But the thing is that these old politicians we have over there, some people call them recycled politicians. You know, most of them are in their mid-70s. These people are out of touch with reality. But the stuff they forget is that the current generation of youth we have, because of social media and other stuff, they don't want to. They are not like the old youth we have before. They have no access to information and no way to communicate with one another. Things have changed, but the Nigerian leadership doesn't understand that things have changed. And youth these days, they don't have patience, you know what I mean? They don't want to become one of them to become president when they are in their 80s, just like what we see in the current president. It's not a good look, you know. You don't want to get to your potential when you cannot enjoy it, you know, when you are down or age is against you and you are getting to your potentials. This is what the youth these days doesn't want to happen. And that's why they are willing to bet their life, you know, to make a positive change. Because what they are looking for, what they're asking for, is not they're not asking something bad at all. They're not asking to do some harm or something like that. They're asking for things to be all right, for them to be treated like human beings. And because there's a lot of inequality in that country, and most of the leadership we have over there, whether military or police or the politicians, what we see is that they live in a parallel world with people living in Nigeria. They live in a different world, because when you look at the army barracks they have in Nigeria over there, they have 24 hours supply of power, electrical power. The same thing with police quarters, you know, scattered all over the country. They have electricity. And the ordinary people, ordinary citizen doesn't have electricity 24 hours. The same thing politicians, they live in a 24-hour electricity and their house is fully air-conditioned. So that when you're talking to them about poverty, about how ordinary people feel like, they don't understand what you're talking about, because they have the money and their children are not in Nigeria. All their children are abroad studying, going to school. And even when they go to school, they don't come back to bring any positive change in that country. But we're not talking about that. We're just, this is just like a prelude of what I want to talk today, because, You know, in Nigeria protests, the youth protests, they're talking about ending bad governance, but there's a lot of stuff, a lot of problems in that country, or in Africa in general, because what we have in Africa is copy and paste. There is nothing like originality in anything we are doing in Africa. The only place we have original stuff in Africa is in our food we eat. And now it's even changing, because now they are bringing junk food. They are selling junk food as the best food in Africa now. So soon, that food we have as original stuff we produce in Africa will vanish, taken over by junk food. But let's just look at democracy. It's copy and paste. In Africa, we copy the West and paste it. Paste what they're doing. Even in our education system, we copy the West and paste. Even in our hospital, in our sports, we copy what the West have already invented and paste there. We don't do anything that comes naturally from our place. We don't know how to govern ourselves that comes naturally from Africa. All the stuff we are trying to do is paste and copy and paste. And when you do copy and paste, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because democracy is not it doesn't come naturally from Africa. We copied it. But I'm not saying that democracy is bad stuff when we copy, But what I'm saying is that anything you copy, you don't. It's not original. It comes as fake, and that's what is happening today. Because people always know how to go around anything that they invented that don't come naturally from them. That's why nothing is working in Africa. Most of African countries, nothing is working there. And people are going to come out and tell you to give them time and relax, that things is going to get better. I'm telling you, it's not going to get better there. Because when you look at, except if you are blinded, you are blind, you don't look at history. When you look at history in that country, Nigeria, you see that it is not going to get better. Because the system as a whole is copy and paste, it's fake. The system is fake, it's fake system. It cannot work. So even as youths are protesting, and we see it in Africa that anytime the youth protest, the people in power use forces to intimidate them, and sometimes the youths that's supposed to be leaders of tomorrow will lose their life because they're doing something that is their right to do, to protest, to show their grievances, that they're not happy with how things are going. And one common problem in Nigeria is that people, people like head mentality over there, because the youth, if you talk to them, is about going to school, going to universities, Even though they say that it's not about going to universities, because if you finish your universities in Nigeria, you don't get any job there waiting for you, except if you are in medical line. Apart from medical line, you don't get anything, because they don't do things by merit. It's by nepotism, and people know it by now. And they take nepotism to the highest level. That's what we see in that country. If there is any vacancies, 100 vacancies, 99 will go through nepotism, They don't care. And it's not going to change. Because for things to change, I think time have passed for anyone to change anything in that country, because now it has become like a habit. It has become like a culture. Corruption it's like a culture there. You expect to be corrupt. That's the way it is over there. And it's unfortunate that the youths are losing their life just going to the streets to protest. You know what I mean? And all the time, even the same thing happened in Kenya. People lose their unnecessary. And the one sad stuff is that no one is going to be held responsible for this loss of life over there. And it's too bad. So we're going to stop copying and pasting the systems in Africa. It's never going to work when you copy other people's software and try to use it. That's how it is in Africa. We copy other people's software and we're trying to use it as our own and make it our own. Can never work. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our video. Peace.